Ladies and gentlemen, please throw your hands in the air for the greatest podcast on earth when it comes to music, sports, and culture. Disabled is Abled with your host, Eli and Fredy. So put your hands together if you are ready to get the show started. Let's go. Welcome to another episode of Disabled is Abled, where we, the disabled, display our superpowers, our intelligence, our wittiness, our humor, and all the things above.
Hey.
Absolutely.
I am your host, Dad. To the right of me is Fredy. To the left of me is Eli. And Fredy, welcome back in the building.
Thank you. I took a short intermediate break.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Had to tie up some loose ends.
I had to tie up some loose ends. Registration was today. Had to get that settled out.
All the good stuff.
Easter break was coming up.
Right, all
I
right.
had a few tests.
All of the good stuff.
Well, my weekend was good because we watched March Madness.
March Madness was
Women's and men's.
insane. It
Women's
really
and
was. It really was.
Congratulations to the champions of Stanford and Baylor. Let's clap it up for them real quick.
Stanford and Baylor. Clap it up for them. In the building. They deserved it.
Absolutely.
They fought hard.
Absolutely. And yeah. Other than we'll talk about this later, but we watched Godzilla and King Kong.
We watched Godzilla and King Kong. Clap that up.
All I did this weekend was sleep.
Fredy said all I did is sleep this weekend.
I was in and out of sleep. No alarm, no nothing. I just slept.
Well, guys, the weather's starting to break, which only means one thing: baseball is in the mix.
Yes.
NBA playoffs is coming up soon.
NBA. Whenever we in March Madness, it usually segues right into
But this year.
But this year, because they pushed everything back, we still get a month of regular season NBA action.
And then in May.
It's
on and popping.
It's on and it's popping. Speaking of March Madness, usually we get a team that we ride, and I thought we got in a little late this year. Usually I think we get in the Elite 8.
Yeah, usually I try to get in during the Sweet 16, Elite 8 all the way through.
Right.
But off the scenes we had some business to handle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So.
And then, but yeah.
And a lot of the teams we usually seen
weren't there.
Yeah, it was a lot of upsets. That too.
So we had no idea what certain teams were.
Duke, Kansas,
North Carolina,
those kind of
Kentucky,
Villanova. Those teams are usually in the top 8 teams.
And then for us as New Yorkers, we try to always root for Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse is out.
Which hasn't really...
But they played well.
They did, but they just haven't been the Syracuse I know when I was watching Melo.
They haven't been able to beat Melo.
Right. So,
Absolutely.
But let's go into the Final Four, which was Baylor and Houston. That was the first game. Baylor blew Houston out immediately.
Yes.
6 threes.
You can tell that they were men against boys.
Yeah. Right? That ended immediately. It was a blowout.
I don't think Houston has ever got that far.
Right.
Yeah. I think with don't get me wrong, Clyde Drexler and Akeem Olajuwon played for Houston.
Okay.
I believe they made the Final Four. They may have even won it. But that was such a long
time ago.
Ironic, because they ended up playing for the Houston Rockets.
Right. Absolutely.
Wow.
So that's how that worked out. And that's what made them Houston legends.
Right.
And then we had the
UCLA and Gonzaga game.
That game was amazing.
That was crazy in itself. You didn't think UCLA was going to stick around that close.
I didn't think they would.
I did, only because I watched highlights of Gonzaga's game before that, and they looked a little shaky, like they was on the brink of having a big upset. And UCLA had already knocked off, I think, like the number 3 ranking and the number 2 ranking.
Yes, they did.
The weekend before, so they was hot.
And UCLA, the last time we thought of UCLA was when Lonzo was in the squad.
Absolutely.
And then
they were supposed to get to
that
far, but they didn't.
And the last time they made it to the Final Four was with Westbrook and Kevin Love.
Wow. Okay.
In 2008.
I didn't know that.
So, and the first half was real close. I believe Gonzaga was only up by 6 at halftime. And then it got a little bit more closer. We go into overtime.
Woo!
And they tie the ball game up. Now, here's the thing. In the NCAA basketball, there's a lot of half-court shots.
Yes, yes.
That's more highly than even in the NBA because there's only 2 point guards in the NBA that can do that and get it off in time.
Mm-hmm. No, you see, sometimes you see a random player do it, but with precision. Like this guy, what's his name? Suggs.
Yes.
He shot that like he thought it was going to go in.
Yeah.
He didn't like hoist it. He shot it and he watched it all the way through and bam.
And it messed up everybody's bets. Whoever was going against Gonzaga, it crushed
Even
them.
the first, like, when we go back to the Elite Eight, most of the teams who were supposed to win just lost immediately.
Right.
Yes.
Because of the new teams that nobody knew they were.
Right.
So, like, they were betting on the fact that they weren't good schools.
Yeah.
And then we were also Gonzaga had an undefeated season going.
Yes.
So I started thinking this is a team of destiny.
Yeah.
You hit a half-court shot.
Right.
And I'll admit I hadn't watched Baylor.
I hadn't
Me neither. I didn't even know who was on Baylor.
And but I've seen those Cinderella stories get snapped like that because I believe Kentucky with Karl Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, and those 8 also that we know now. I'm only mentioning the 2 because it's just off the top of the head.
Mm-hmm.
They got messed up from Wisconsin, I believe, and then Duke didn't go undefeated, but Zion and them they was hoping.
Yeah. The closest. It's very hard because it's a 1-game tournament,
right? Yeah. Which is why we love it.
And this year was interesting because not to jump teams, but the Stanford women team had a home game in 70 days. They had spent nearly 70 days in hotels, learning online and traveling for whatever reason, to the point where, but what it did was, Freddie, it created a bond between them. Right. And it played out in the final. And I want to shout out. Let's bring the women's up to speed.
Okay, so Final Four was between Arizona and UConn.
Yes.
That was the second black head coach.
Yes.
I believe. Arizona.
And South Carolina.
Against Stanford.
Right.
So, okay, so South Carolina and Stanford went up first. Very close game.
Very close. Came down to the buzzer.
Down to the buzzer. 2 opportunities, and it was
right there.
Right there. Stanford did play way more aggressive defense in the second half to me. In the second half. Mm-hmm. And really got South Carolina's centers and power forwards who are their bread and butter in foul trouble.
Yeah.
But still had a shot. Missed the layup, then missed the putback.
Then my girl grabbed the rebound and it was right there.
And you can just feel the emotion because we was all just sitting there trying to see who was going to pull this game out.
Yeah.
Stanford advanced, and then we had Arizona and UConn.
And everyone thought UConn.
Everybody thought UConn
would win that
because they've been dominating for the last 2 decades now.
But I fell in love with a young lady named Aerie McDonald. Boy, she's about 5'5", and she's a fighter.
She's a gritty dog.
She's gritty. And they could not guard her.
But here's the thing: UConn had a weakness, which was their all-around freshman.
Yeah, well, she won the Player of the Year, so she wasn't a weakness.
No. But I'm saying in terms of who tagged your it's the freshman.
Yes.
It was 100% the freshman because all the other starters were juniors and seniors.
Yes.
And McDonald's shut the freshman down.
Yeah, and they doubled and tripled her, and they made it very tough for her to really get off. But it still was a close game.
Yeah, still was a close game. Yeah. And but McDonald's just put up the right buckets. She was aggressive, played defense, got a couple rebounds, facilitated the ball, and she was great with the pace.
Yes.
She wasn't like hasty or just rushing it. She slowed it down when she needed to.
She had that veteran poise.
Yeah. She slowed it down when she needed to.
And she's a senior.
Yes.
Yeah. So she's been around them.
Right. And
she's going into the draft.
The draft they project
over the summer.
They projected her at number 8 before the tournament.
It's gonna go up now.
So now she probably could go top 4, top 5. And that's the good thing about the tournament is that you can
raises your stock.
It raises your
Back
stock.
to the men, Suggs. They're talking about him being potentially number one.
Yes.
Right.
Because he has that it factor that
Right.
most teams are looking for.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
And,
so then the stage was set, and the women's played first on Sunday.
Yeah.
I got to watch the entire game. You were on the road, and you was also checking out the game.
Yeah.
And I just thought Stanford's size really
Right.
came into a factor because they kept building a wall around Aries. And she didn't shoot well.
Yeah, and they just trapped her, and then when she did try to look for her teammates who did deliver.
Oh, they were helping.
They were helping her.
Yeah,
so
they kept that
that kept her alive, even though she had a bad start.
Because she only had 5 points in the first half of the game, but in the second half she put up 17 points,
Right.
and she came to play. And their bread and butter is their defense. They're scrappy, so they got really scrappy
And real long.
and they closed like a 12-point gap to 2.
Right.
And there was Stanford dribbling the ball, and they turned it over. They didn't even run a play, and it was all the stage was set. 6 seconds left. Everybody in the arena knows
It's going to
my
McDonald.
girl
Yeah.
Aries is gonna get the ball.
Yeah.
And she got the ball, and they came and they put this triple team on her, and she hoisted it up. She got it up to the rim, and it missed.
Which me and you both said they should have set the pick.
They should have
before
set 2 picks. They should have set a pick to get a free,
And then
and
set
then
another
set
one.
another
Yeah.
pick, so she could have got a clean look.
Shot.
And she cried, and you know how she was heartbroken.
Yeah.
And
was
but you got to give
And
Stanford.
it wasn't a bad shot because she's the one.
And
Right.
she's left-handed, so she got it
That
up.
makes sense.
Right.
And all you could do is,
Just hope, yeah.
It wasn't like it was an air ball or
Right.
It was
And-
there.
Floater.
Yeah.
And to, real quick, but like, the difference between the Stanford game and the Final Four was because South Carolina had the bigs to match their bigs.
Yes.
I don't think Arizona had the bigs
They didn't.
to
No, they
match
definitely didn't.
Stanford's bigs.
They didn't. And it's a girl on Stanford, something Jordan, Janae Jordan. I forget her name. She was the MVP.
We know Russell Wilson's sister is on.
Oh, she was
Stanford.
also on that team. But this girl Jordan, she hit every big shot that, and she was named the outstanding player of the game. And she played well as you know.
Yeah.
And then we got to the men's, and everyone figured Gonzaga just go ahead and complete the undefeated
Yeah.
season.
It made-
And for them to just like be a little closer.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't know it was a
blowout.
day. Like it was a day. Was it the day after or like?
No, it's 2 days.
2 days after?
Saturday and then Monday.
Right.
Yeah. I
And-
felt like if they would have had like a week to prepare.
Oh no!
Nah.
This is
Because unfortunately they have to end it by the beginning of April.
Makes
Right,
sense, makes
right.
sense.
This is why we call it the March Madness. Yeah.
That's not due to COVID, whatever. It was gonna get
Right.
You know?
But I watched that whole game, and like 5 minutes in, it was
You knew it
over.
was
Yeah,
over.
yeah, it was
Sometimes you
disappointing.
can get that eye test and go, "This is over."
And
By the first quarter, I was like, they could come back because it was only down by 10.
10, right?
But I was
right.
like, it doesn't feel
No,
like they're gonna do
yeah,
it.
right.
Because majority of the first quarter, they were down by 15 to 20 points. Mainly because you allowed Baylor to hit 6 straight threes in a row,
To me-
and they was hitting them like it was nothing.
Yeah, and to me, it was the turnovers were like
Yeah.
just careless.
Yeah,
And they look like Baylor's squad looks
a
like
man against boys.
a bunch of linebackers and defensive line.
Yes.
Like they look
Yeah,
huge.
they look huge,
Yeah.
Who can just play basketball? Like we could play football, but we want to just play basketball.
Yes,
Yeah.
athletic.
Yeah,
They
the
look-
power forwards look like really buff, really athletic.
But it's funny because about 3 years ago, Gonzaga had that squad to me.
Right,
They
right.
looked big. They looked like they had people coming from like the Himalayas.
Yeah,
all the way down. Like,
Yeah.
all right, yo, you want to play? Like, you don't even look like you can play basketball, but like,
Absolutely.
you look huge.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
they did. They did.
They used to
Yeah, I
have
remember
so.
that. With Zach Collins and all of them boys.
Right,
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that squad.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
So NBA action, guys. Kyrie Irving went off against the Knicks.
Yeah.
Let's just call it for what it is. He's something special.
Yeah.
He is.
He's the best point guard.
Don't get me wrong. I've always loved him because he helped me win a championship with LeBron and stuff. He had some issues when he tried to leave and lead his own team.
Boston.
Yeah, but-
I think he's in a unique situation here. He doesn't have to lead the team.
Right.
He can if a game calls for it.
But to me, to be honest with you, I mean, granted, okay, now I see what you mean because when he got to Boston, Tatum and Brown wasn't who they are now.
But
they were rookies.
But they still
had the potential.
Right, they had the potential, and it would take a special person to nurture that. But I think he was still trying to find himself.
Right.
You know, because remember, before LeBron got there, he lost 4 years in a row.
Right.
And I guess he felt after going to 3 straight finals, he had the experience and he was ready, but he was dealing with youngsters.
Right.
So it didn't work out the way it perhaps should have. So he comes to Brooklyn with Kevin Durant, and then they stumble across an opportunity to build a super team with James Harden,
Blake Griffin,
Marcus Aldridge. So they are super stacked to the point where Kevin Durant and James Harden didn't even play last night.
Update on them real quick. They're saying Kevin might come back tomorrow.
Okay.
Against the Pelicans, and they're saying that they have to reevaluate James Harden's hamstring in the next 10 days.
Right, because he may have came back a little too early.
Yeah, because I guess that's why. Because he was playing last night. He made a quick pass, got an assist, and then was just like.
But if that hamstring don't heal correctly, Freddie, because you're dealing with physical therapy and stuff, that has to heal properly.
It has to heal properly, and if it gets tensed up, their whole leg is just gone. Especially with certain muscles that are in that area, they anchor most of your thigh and your knees, which is what they primarily use when they have to cross it over.
And make a jumper,
So if that hamstring ain't right, you could give them all the Theraguns, all the straps.
And it still's not good.
Yeah, you got to give it time to heal.
Real quick, credit
even
to...
if it's not a surgery, like it still is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Credit to the New York Knicks because I picked them to win this game last night.
Yeah, me too. Because of the revenge. I thought like they was going to get revenge.
But I think they're one more player away.
Yeah. They need a closer.
Exactly.
They need a closer.
Yes.
And
like, I understand you got to get the ball to Randall because he's your best player.
Right. But two. Okay, hold on. I'm going too fast. One, I love him as our point guard.
Point forward.
Point forward.
Yes.
Two, you can't have him as a closer too.
Yeah, you cannot.
Because that means when I send 2 and 3 at him, he's got to pass it.
Yeah,
I like the Derrick Rose move.
He can't.
I thought he was going to be our closer.
Himself. So the issue with that last shot, it was a good shot, yes, because he got to the spot, but he wasn't able to make space.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
You give the ball to D Rose, he gonna make that shot.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he didn't give the ball to D Rose. It was just like, all right, he's my best player. I gotta give him the ball.
Right.
Yeah. I thought they should have went to D Rose as a point guard.
Too.
Point guards have a unique way of creating.
But is it because Derrick Rose isn't the same Derrick Rose that we're accustomed to seeing?
He had 15 points in the first half of that game.
Oh,
no,
so he
Rose,
played.
So he was feeling okay.
And like with previous, Chicago, like
Minnesota,
true.
Dropped 50 in Minnesota.
Sure.
So you don't need him to do that every game. And then there was another player quickly who didn't play.
Right.
He's been helping them off their bench.
And you're missing your rebounder protector in Mitchell.
And the role players like Alex Burke and all the other, Bullock, Reggie Bullock, they've been hitting them shots.
Yeah. Right. Burke hit a huge three in that game.
To tie it up.
Yeah, he did.
And so it was a good game. But my issue with Kyrie is his consistency. He's not. He won't drop 40 today and then give you like 20 the next day.
Mm-hmm. And then also, he hasn't been on the court that long.
Yeah.
He's been in and out.
Yeah, so that doesn't help either. That's what I mean. Like, consistency with Kyrie is the issue. If Kyrie was more consistent, he would be MVP right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think...
no question, bro.
I think we have it going to James Harden.
No, it's going to Joker now.
What happened with
Wait. Let me explain. If James Harden missed another 10 days...
Oh.
Look, LeBron was in the lead at one point.
Yeah. Embiid just came back.
Embiid was in the lead. He took some time off. He just came back.
Towns embarrassed him.
The one who's consistent right now is the Joker.
What about Devin Booker? Because they number 2 or 3 in the West.
Devin Booker has to get some consideration. I think they're number 2 in the West because of Chris Paul.
Right,
so
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Stealing votes from each other. So Joker, now that, man, you seen the way
we'll get
Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute.
Lord.
But yeah, and it's unfortunate because now that James Harden's out and Kevin might be coming back tomorrow, they still haven't all 3 been on the court together.
Absolutely.
For only 7 games, I believe.
Right. And I'm thinking when the playoffs start,
They all three gonna have to be on the court.
not only that, will they have the chemistry needed?
Right.
And LeBron and them are facing that problem now too, because this is not the same Laker team from last year.
Right, because you got
So
Drummond.
LeBron has missed considerable time. Anthony Davis. So it's gonna be which team can get healthy fast.
But I feel like if it were to be any team to like assemble quickly, would be the Lakers.
yes,
because
yes.
of LeBron's
Yes.
power. Yeah.
LeBron and
Absolutely.
Anthony, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think we
With them, like
we
they have
agree.
chemistry off the court, and yes, that helps. But it's one thing having chemistry off the court, and then one thing playing and showing that chemistry off.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
we know when it comes to the nitty gritty, Kyrie gonna take the shot, and we all know.
I would give it to Kevin Durant, me personally.
I would
but-
definitely give it to Kevin Durant, but we all know
Well,
Kyrie.
believe
If
it or
Kyrie
not-
feels like he can make it, he gonna go for it.
Well, we're gonna see because it may
And that's
just go
gonna make
down
or
to.
break.
But you know who my sleeper team is? We'll talk about them in a few. Let's talk Devin Booker, as we just mentioned.
Right.
36 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and win against Houston. He's been very consistent. Chris Paul is going to help him grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the things, and
And
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul's gonna help him because he needs help.
right.
And
And
Phoenix.
this is going to be the first time he's going to be in the heat of the playoffs.
Yeah, up there.
Yeah.
Home court advantage.
On TV,
Yeah.
watch it. You know, you get to see how good
Yeah.
this kid really
Depending
is.
on the matchup, they might make it to the Western Conference Finals.
So it's
Yeah.
all going to be about
They've been the
matchups.
best team in the NBA in the last 2 months.
Yes.
Like
it was them and
record-wise.
Utah.
Yeah. Utah
So-
is still quietly.
But now, credit to Devin Booker. Real quick, hold on. Speaking of Devin Booker, ESPN came out with their list.
Yeah.
And they have LaMelo over. They have Devin.
The top 25, under 25.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they have LaMelo above Devin,
Jason Tatum.
Mitchell, and
no, they
A whole bunch.
Yeah,
whole.
it's all for hype. It's all for
Yeah,
hype.
that's all hype.
It's all
That's
hype.
all.
It's
That's
definitely all hype.
like nobody in their right mind would ever do that. This kid is a
Are you-
rookie.
First year.
And right, and I'm thinking all these players that Freddie just mentioned, we've seen what they can do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Tatum hasn't been. I've been on Tatum's horse
Mm-hmm.
for the last ever since the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And this year was not his year
Yes.
Yeah.
because of the system is not really working. The
Right.
coach, I think
I
it's time
think
for
it's
him to
time
go.
for a new coach. Yeah.
And he need to be. He's
And
the Kobe of that team to me.
Right. And
So-
I've been on Devin, and I'm loving how Utah's playing this year.
Yeah, you've been on.
Because for the
Devin
longest
Mitchell.
time, I needed Utah to be up there.
Yeah, you've always been high on
Yeah.
Devin Mitchell. So it's
Yeah.
like it's all for
No.
hype. It's all to get them talking about ESPN.
Yeah,
it's all
true,
for the
true.
ratings.
Yeah. Yep. Speaking of ESPN, Paul Pierce was fired for some inappropriate behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of strippers
He went on live,
live.
and
That's a no-go.
I don't care what you do in your personal time
Right,
in your
but-
crib, but why would you go on live?
And because
post
ESPN is connected to Disney,
Right.
which is kids, so bad
Yeah, no, bad move.
bad move on his
Unless he
part.
just didn't want to be there and he needed an excuse to get out. I don't know.
But even then, it's not.
Still,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't,
yeah.
You don't want that to be
Right
on your
away.
reputation.
Right.
Because we never thought of him to be this way.
Right.
I think
And if you just want to get out, just go to the office and be like, I don't want to be here
I
anymore.
think he's going through a divorce.
Could be.
And he's just acting out. This seems to be this. It's not Paul Pierce like.
Yeah, right.
You know, you expect younger players to do that.
Yeah, and make
Who-
mistakes like
and make
D'Angelo
mistakes.
Russell with the snitching
Yes.
situation.
You don't expect veterans, Hall of Fame veterans, to still be doing
Yeah.
that. So we wish him well. Denver Nuggets are tearing teams up.
Yeah.
This Aaron
Since-
Gordon
Is this
trade
your sleeper team?
has got that's my
Yeah,
sleeper
that's his-
team. They have got me scared out my wits.
Michael
Because,
Porter.
because Michael Porter and
He's
Aaron
been
Gordon
averaging 30 for the
on
last
the
month.
wings.
Has he?
Yes. Look at the numbers. He's been averaging 30 the last month.
Joker.
I'm giving the credit to Aaron Gordon, but go ahead.
No. Yes, but Michael Porter Jr. I'm telling you, he's the gem.
And here's the thing, because they don't play traditional.
Right.
Because Joker is your
Point guard.
center.
He's point
Yeah.
center, yeah.
He clears so much space inside for his
And you got a good asset in McGee.
right. So now
Yeah,
you can bring
McGee. Now you got a
McGee.
little bit of defense to help high Michael Porter.
Listen, if there's one team that can knock off the Lakers, I think there's 3 teams right now that could, if they're healthy and catch the Lakers at a bad time.
Name them out.
But I'm gonna say the Clippers, and I'm gonna say perhaps
You still
Utah.
believe in the Clippers?
And Utah, because Utah's the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
And they play well.
Utah, I'll give you Utah and Denver. I'm not gonna give you
Utah and Denver. I don't see the Clippers. But then I see the Clippers though. Like if
Maybe
if Rondo,
Rondo,
Right.
and Rondo know all the secrets already.
Yes.
Also, my sleeper team is the Phoenix Suns. Okay. They're up there.
Yeah, I think experience is gonna knock
them up. Yeah.
That's
a good point.
So if they win a round or two,
I'm saying like if they get to Western Conference Finals, that's the finals.
That's the finals.
Right.
So that's gonna be
unless they catch.
But that was a big.
Unless they catch heat like the Heat did on the bubble, there's no way.
Right.
That was a big move for Denver to make that trade, and it clearly knocked every team.
I don't know why my Lakers didn't make that move. Boy, this guy can ball.
And they didn't give up much.
No,
they didn't.
They're really not giving up much.
They didn't.
So they were able.
Gary Harris.
Yeah, they were able to make a move, man. And so keep your eye on Denver. Speaking of LeBron James, the trailer for Space Jam 2 is out.
Oh, I saw that. That looks a little fire.
Yeah, it looks a little fire. The new narrative, I forget the name. It's so long ago when I took the kids to see Space Jam 1. But a new narrative, and it looks like a good story being told.
Yeah. Also, guys, I have to remember this is a kids movie, so it's supposed to look like
it's supposed to be cartoony, but they always make a few things in there for adults because they know adults are bringing the kids.
Right.
Yeah, but they're not. I don't feel like they're gonna do. Well, no, they'll
all of them cartoons.
All
I went to see Shrek.
Right. Yeah. Shrek was not a kids movie.
Yeah, I was like, those are adult jokes.
Yeah, kids. No. Yeah. But the only reason why I'm mentioning that is because they changed Lola, the bunny.
Okay.
To please.
Doesn't Zendaya play that role now?
I don't know.
The little girl bunny.
I don't know.
Zendaya.
But
Zendaya's in it. A lot of like famous actors are in it. Obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was upset. I thought of you like, for the Goon Squad, there's no Curry.
Yeah, but I wanted Curry to be the face of the movie.
No,
now.
I know you did. But
only because
the Goon Squad, Curry, they could make a Space Jam 3.
Yeah,
true.
You know what I mean? They can switch teams or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was a little mad about that. But
other than that,
it looks
but
good.
I mean,
and so.
But no,
I'm interested to see the comparison of the graphics. I know it's obviously going to be an improvement.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm just interested to see what they could do now versus.
And I'm also impressed to see
then.
LeBron's acting
skills.
Yeah, because this is his.
Second
he's been
or
in
third?
movies before.
But this is his real debut,
right? As a main
character. This is why he went to the Lakers. So.
Right. Absolutely. So now we are upon those moments.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
NFL action. Sam Darnold gets traded to the Carolina Panthers for a 2021 6th-round pick, a 2nd and 4th round pick in the 2022 draft. I like the move.
I do so.
I don't really like the move.
Why not?
I feel like a coaching change would have helped because he was under the worst coach.
They had just hired a
last 2
new
years.
coach, though.
No. He's not like Adam Gate's terrible.
Right. Is he still there? Adam
No,
Gates?
he's gone.
They fired him.
him.
Oh,
They
so
got
you
the
was-
defensive-
So you saying with the new
Yes,
coach?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
New
Give
system.
Sam. Okay,
'Cause if you
gotcha.
think about it, he was under Gates for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Right.
Yes.
So under new system, and then it messes up what the draft should be, because Donald showed potential before Gates.
Oh, yeah.
He was average. And if you pick up that dude from Ohio State, the Heisman winner, the wide receiver,
Yes.
that would be nasty.
Is that Chase?
No, he's talking about the dude from Alabama.
Alabama. I'm sorry, Alabama.
Yeah.
Devin. Is it Devin something?
Devon.
Devine, yes.
Yeah, because they get him confused with Devon Adams
Okay.
from
Yeah.
the Packers. But
It's Alabama. The Alabama wide receiver, the one the Heisman.
Yeah, the
this
one.
year.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
And
Yeah.
we know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So him, if they would have had him and paired him up with Donald in a good system, it would have made some noise.
What do you think?
I like the move because I know in this business of the NFL, you're just looking for quarterbacks. I guess they didn't fully believe in Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Which I feel like
well,
it was a win-win.
I spoke to management, and it was a split. Like half the team wanted them,
Right.
and you never want to. You have to have an overwhelming support for your quarterback. If everybody's like,
Right.
Yeah.
And considering, let me add this: quarterbacks like Zach Wilson come around once in a lifetime. This guy from BYU, the one they're looking at, so they are so high.
Even
hold
over
on.
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's just
'Cause
under
Justin Field gives me Patrick Mahomes
energy.
energy.
When I saw his pro day, I was like, all right, this could be
Zach is just
Mahomes-ish
under
or like Josh Allen-ish.
Trevor Lawrence in the
Right, they're 1 and 1A.
Right.
And most people's chart,
Yeah,
they say 1 and 1A, and you know Florida was going to take Jacksonville was going to take
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Because to me, before Zach Wilson was a thing, it was either Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields.
Right.
I don't know what happened in between that time.
See, but you know what happens? Sometimes you have a postseason, or they get a really good look. This guy was running to his left and fired the ball to the right with so much precision.
Which is you're not really supposed to fire it across your body.
Patrick
Right.
Mahomes-ish.
Yeah.
Right, it was Patrick Mahomes. They know his X's and O's. See, a quarterback, it really boils down to X's and O's.
Yeah.
So the Jets figure, let's hit the reset button. Right. Let's get 3 draft picks for Darnold.
Right.
They got 7
And they
first
got
round
more
picks.
drafts because of the Adams trade to
Yeah.
Seahawks.
So they got
Yeah.
7 first round, I'm not first round
But not picks.
picks.
Yeah.
So in football, that can help you actually retool your whole team.
But here's the thing. To your credit, how many times have you heard that on
Plenty of
drops?
times.
Drops.
Yeah.
And
Plenty of times.
because what I'm saying is sometimes
even Donald's stock was really high. Like, okay, his
Right.
X's and O's are really high.
Yeah.
His arm is not there, but he's just really smart with the X's and O's.
Absolutely.
Figure it out.
Absolutely. But no, I do believe that the BYU quarterback can help the Jets out, but they also just need, because it's not their defense, it's strictly just their offense.
Yeah, it is.
And hopefully the new coach can come in. And I'm hearing that Sam Darnold is going to a better team.
Yeah, because
Like the
you got Panthers.
Carolina Panthers are not that bad, and they have some picks that they can build.
Yeah.
And
Around-
sometimes he's only 23.
Yeah.
You get a new
He's
start.
younger than Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Yes.
So
And to me, okay, and then he's under Joe Burrow's old coaches at LSU.
yeah.
So he has some chemistry there.
Right.
And
Right.
then
He has his
he has his
old wide receiver.
His old wide receiver.
And then, to me, it just didn't make sense from Carolina's point of view because you just paid Teddy Bridgewater to be your number one.
Right. Maybe
And
I don't think
it
he
was
can
his
fire
first
the ball.
year.
They said he don't have the arm strength to really take advantage like Sam Darnold does.
Okay.
So it could be one of those
That
things.
makes sense then.
And you got McCaffrey in your back.
Yeah, you
Right.
got
And who's the tight end? They got a good tight end.
Greg Olsen, wasn't it?
Olsen or
No, he
He
retired.
retired,
He retired.
so they're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
They definitely.
I like
gonna-
that. Yeah, but
I think both teams win.
one, yeah.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
Baseball, Freddie.
Yes, finally.
Finally,
Been waiting for this moment.
baseball is here, and it's time to speak about what we see. Oh, this guy got injured from the Padres, man.
Tatis.
Yeah, he got
Right.
dislocated his shoulder. That's gonna be bad.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna be bad. They're waiting on the X-ray results,
But the way he
but the
swung,
way it looked,
it was
did
very
not look
violent.
good. Yes.
So he's gonna be out for a while. You
Yeah.
don't dislocate your shoulder and just come
Because
back.
usually,
Because that's where your swing comes
Yeah,
from.
Right.
whole swing. Yeah.
but the way you guys are describing it, it sounds like it wasn't just a regular pop back in and just
No.
kind of.
No.
Ice it back
This
up.
sound. The minute he swung, he started,
Right.
holding it. So we're gonna wish him the best.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because he just got paid.
Yeah.
Just kind of, yeah.
Well, they know he's gonna be there for a
Yeah,
while.
he's
No,
gonna be there
yeah.
for a minute. So,
And
and this is their year. Like, they're projected to go to the World Series.
Yes.
They got all the pitching they need,
Right.
all the bullpen they need. They got everything. But if they lose this piece, it's gonna be rough.
An
Yeah.
intricate piece.
Yeah.
Let's clap up the Mets for signing that shortstop,
Francisco Lindor,
Lindor, $340 million.
10 years.
41.
$341 million.
41. It's 41 because he wanted to be the highest shortstop paid, so he's the highest shortstop paid.
Right.
Because the dude that got injured, he was the highest paid. He had 340.
Oh, so he
Right.
took
He
it
wanted
to
341.
And he was specific
About that.
Okay,
He's
okay.
the third highest paid in the league. I think it's,
yeah.
it's Trout obviously number one. I forgot who's number two. Just skips me.
Right.
But he's number three.
Okay.
And he's arguably in terms of consistency,
best.
one of the best, if not the
Short-
best shortstop in the game right now.
So the Mets have got a cornerstone.
Yeah.
They do. And it just makes sense. He's the face of the franchise already.
Right.
Yes.
Like, you're going to sell merch. You're going to make this money back. And
You had a great GM, right?
yes.
That we're talking about, yeah.
Cohen,
Oh,
that's
he's
the
the
owner.
owner.
That's the owner.
He's the
The
owner.
Oh,
GM
okay.
is
He,
somebody else.
right. I'm talking about the owner, yeah. But
Yeah,
you
he's
have,
gonna spend
so-
money.
Yeah, he's ready to spend money. He's ready to win. He knows he's not going to win now.
Right,
He at least
right.
wants to make
Yankees
the
got
playoffs.
Yankees got to pull out
Yeah,
one
we
more.
need to hurry up. Yankees, we need to hurry up.
Because I don't want to see. I'm not. Look, I love.
Yankees need to hurry up.
I love my city. This whole team rivalry between the Mets and the
Always
Yankees.
been a thing. It's just
It's always
hasn't
been a
in
thing.
Our era, it's
Yeah,
more your era.
yeah.
Right, and like with the Giants and Jets, Giants always have more Super Bowls. So it was
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
But look, I don't want to really see the Mets win a World Series. Even in 2014, you were rooting for the Mets.
Yeah, I was.
I get it.
I was.
I understand that.
I was.
But I was like,
I was.
I don't want to see a Mets parade in my city.
True.
I want to see a Yankee parade in my city.
Absolutely.
But not a Mets one.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's looking like more of a reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
So the Yankees got off to a slow start.
Yeah, we're 2-2.
Yeah.
We
Stanton
blew out the
finally got
Orioles
to.
yesterday, but it's the Orioles. Come on.
But Cole did a great job
Yes.
in that game.
Yeah, Cole has been the one consistency, and Stanton
Judge
hit.
Kluber, your guy, did a really good
He
job.
did a good job,
He did a
too,
really good
Kluber,
job.
yes.
Judge hit a home run last night.
Stanton
Stan hit a
home
grand slam. So
Stanton is, man. I think
he
Jeter fleeced us.
yeah,
He did.
yeah.
He
He
did.
fleeced us with this. With
We
this
should have got
And
Judge.
and two, Stan can't handle New York pressure.
Yeah.
He's used to that Miami pressure.
Yeah,
Because that Miami pressure is laid back.
It
They
is.
barely watch
Yeah.
baseball like
A
that.
few reporters show up,
Right.
ask you a question or two. You know,
Right. That New York pressure.
you have 15 cameras in your face on
Every
an
day.
off day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So Freddie, tell me, what teams you looking for in the National League to do their thing?
so I'm looking for the Braves to do their thing. I'm looking for the Mets to make the playoffs
Yes.
somehow.
Yes.
Um,
Especially with the play-in
especially with the
series.
The Phillies, Philadelphia,
Phillies.
because they
I'm
got
just not a fan of Bryce Harper. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
He's just not
Okay.
clutch to me. I think he's overrated.
Mm.
But they should do well.
right.
Let's see.
Nationals, Soto?
Nationals. Yes, but they were supposed to play the Mets opening day, but
Right.
because of COVID,
Right. Right.
they had to
So
push
we didn't
that
get a
back.
chance to
We didn't
see
get to
them.
see
Right.
them play.
I'm sorry.
Let's see, Nationals. Padres or Nationals?
Right.
Yep.
Padres
Yeah.
should do well.
Definitely.
Um,
Bullpen is crazy.
Sleepers. I want to say the Giants are definitely sleepers because they're hot. They're hot with hitting. Cardinals, definitely sleeper. Especially when they traded for the third baseman over this offseason.
Yes. Yes.
That's
yes.
big. He's already killing it.
Already getting it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Already getting it done.
I'm gonna just mention the team, the Cubs. How they looking?
The Cubs are looking at a rebuild or like retool. It's more of a retool, but they haven't traded their cornerstones yet.
Gotcha.
So we can't.
So we don't know if
classify
they're
it as a rebuild.
buyers or sellers.
Exactly. We gotta
Right.
wait till the trade deadline
Okay.
to see
Where they're gonna go with
where
that.
they're gonna go with this.
Any of the Miami squads that pique your interest?
Miami has a lot of young studs coming up.
Okay.
So on the offensive side, we gotta see what they do.
Right.
But a lot of people are counting them out because they thought they were one of those hot teams over COVID who just got on fire at the right time.
Right. Right.
So a lot of people are doubting them, but hey, I don't know, there might be a little fire under them
Yeah.
to do well.
So for the American League,
American League, we got the Yanks, obviously. We got the Blue Jays. The Blue
you
Jays,
think the Blue Jays are the overwhelming
the
favorites?
Blue Jays play the Yankees. They beat us twice without Springer. That's concerning to me. I don't like the Blue Jays
Right.
because they could.
Oh right, they got George
they
Springer.
got the
They
player. He
yeah.
hasn't played.
I forgot
He's
about
He's
that.
on the injured list. He hasn't played yet.
Right.
A lot of their pitchers are out too. They're like on the DL.
But the beautiful thing about baseball is a long season.
Yeah,
yeah.
long season. Tampa. I think Tampa's gonna go down. But I
they're
saw them
bullpen.
play.
Wasn't they in the World Series?
No,
It wasn't the
but
World
they gave
Series
up a
last
lot.
year.
They gave up a lot of. They
gave up
they
the
couldn't
pitching.
re-sign their bullpen.
Oh, okay.
The way that
they're
they-
gonna be signing bullpen.
Yeah.
But I saw them play opening week. I don't know how they do this, but every time I see a new pitcher, and he just nasty. This young kid they got, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. And he's just doing well. He did really well opening day. and a few other games I watched them play. Right. So just I'm seeking out
White
the
Sox,
Yankee competition.
the White Sox.
White Sox look really good. The Angels, they won 2 nights ago.
Right.
Walk off.
Yeah. But they never.
Otani's looking really well.
Yes, he is.
He pitched and hit in the same game.
Yes.
I don't know how long ago that was.
Yes.
Right.
But that was impressive.
Yes.
But I don't like the manager, even though it's Joe Madden. He has experience. But he let him out too long. He almost messed up the game. He almost got injured doing that. So,
the Oakland A's?
Oakland A's, they might fight for a wild card spot. Right. Because a lot of the teams right now, they're good on paper. Like,
but yeah,
the Mets are good on paper. But last night's
chemistry,
game, it just didn't click because they were winning, and then they ended up losing. Right. It's just how it works.
Yes.
In baseball. So I can't really say right now who.
Kind of early.
Kind of too early.
Kind of too early.
And then
based on the landscape, the teams that should do.
We also can't forget the champions, the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah, we forgot about the Dodgers.
Also,
the Dodgers,
what about the cheating Astros? Do they have a shot?
Honestly, they're actually doing really well. We don't speak about the Astros, but they're doing really well. I think Correa, this might be his year where he proves himself again.
Jose Altuve.
I don't know about him, to be honest, but they have a lot of good pitching. They have a lot of good outfield. They have the same chemistry. They have the same formula. It's just people keep doubting them ever since they got caught.
Right.
So I think they have something.
They got something
to
but
prove.
Yeah.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
In culture, sad news to report. DMX is in the hospital suffering from a heart attack, allegedly due to an overdose. We're not really sure. Right. So, DMX, guys, is from my era. Right. And he is the bread and butter, the heart of hip-hop. He's the gritty one with no flashing.
Doesn't get enough credit, but should.
Right.
Even with his movies.
Right. Yes. So when I heard this news, of course, it saddened me. So we definitely want to send our well wishes out. He's like the Tupac of this generation. Right. You know what I mean? His movies, his fight, his what he stands for.
Even when he speaks.
Yeah, the Rough Riders are out there on motorbikes. There's a lot going on. So we want to send our well wishes out.
And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't get the Drakes.
Yes. A lot that we have.
Get a lot of the, a lot of people we have now. So.
Kim Kardashian-West has joined Forbes Billionaire, mostly for her Kim Kardashian wear beauty and skin shapewear products.
I guess
I'll clap that up. Yeah. Man, this family is talented.
We got one billionaire.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but Kylie did it first. Kylie did it first.
She's the youngest, bro. She got the most.
Now, who's first is who does it better. Now, Kardashian arrives. Her husband is already a billionaire.
True.
Kim threw the alley-oop to Kylie, and Kylie just dunked it.
Yeah. So
good point.
That is impressive. Yeah. And here I am with my family. We ain't got $20. I'm being all right.
Yeah, I got a few dollars.
You got a few dollars?
I got a few dollars. I'm always cool.
King Kong versus Godzilla in the movie.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm a King Kong guy. I grew up on King Kong from 2005 on. He used to scare me because the anticipation.
Boy, remember when we went to go see that in IMAX?
Yeah.
And he came out of the water.
Came out of the water. We knew he was coming out. We still got
It was.
We knew he was coming out.
And he was a lot bigger compared to the 05 version.
Man.
So I've been a King Kong guy. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, watch it because this. I'm gonna break it down like this. First fight was to be expected. Mm-hmm. Second fight surprised me. The second round surprised me. The third round, it was just like, okay, cool. Give
the other his credit.
Yeah, the other guy his credit.
The other guy
his credit. I like the storyline. I like the fact that they didn't mention the human storylines, because we don't really care about the humans. We just want to see a bunch of Titans fight.
Right.
And when you watch Godzilla movies or King Kong movies, they always mention a human aspect of it.
Well, the little girl was the only human aspect.
Yeah.
And her connection to King Kong.
Yeah,
Right.
Even when we watched the old one, the girl was like the one to call.
Yeah. But I'm just like, this was just
But I'm
a
glad
waste.
they didn't do an adult woman. You
Oh
know, in
yeah.
this
Because
one.
to me that was always kind of weird.
So the fact that it was a little girl
I'm like-
who couldn't hear,
Right.
but
And-
she could do the sign
yeah,
language
that
and,
was fine.
and connect with Kong, I thought
Yeah.
that was good.
Because I'm like,
Them other three kids
Speaking of
running
disabled
around, they were
powers.
just running around.
yeah.
Sign language.
Oh yeah. We'll
absolutely.
get into that in a minute. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But how did you like it?
I liked it. I just didn't understand the podcaster and the other two kids running around
Yeah.
in a highly secured facility.
Yeah.
How they just got in these places
Right, yeah.
and wound up in Japan. The writers could have did a better
Yeah,
job with that. But
yeah.
the fighting between the three,
Yeah.
the underworld and Middle Earth,
Right.
and the fact that King Kong was in a dome, and all of these things led to the conversations we're having today about flat Earth
And
Middle Earth. So I thought it was good.
there will be sequels. There will
Yes.
definitely be sequels.
I think this will launch. I haven't watched it yet, but based on what you guys have told me, I think this will launch the Godzilla series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the King Kong series as well. So.
Yeah,
and
so-
more King Kong.
Yep. So we thought that was good.
You're listening to the sounds of Disabled is Abled podcast.
So our disabled story of the week is a guy
Yes.
named Big Tyler's Little Truffles covered on brown on the Bronx News 12.
Yes. His name is Kyler Palma. Palma.
Mm-hmm.
18 years old. He has taken a passion for selling truffles.
Mm-hmm.
A young entrepreneur with autism and his mother's skills for the kitchen, in the kitchen, in order to improve his autism skills.
Yes.
It helps him with his hand coordination and eye coordination, and it helps him with math, weighing the truffles and making sure it's the right,
so it's
weight.
Right weight.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And he hopes to sell his truffles in like restaurants and kind of
hotels.
hotels. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I found amazing about his story is he had a fascination at 3 years old.
Yeah.
And the family continued to work with him because autism it's a different kind of disability
Yeah.
Right.
where you just see things differently. So the parents were brilliant. Give the moms and dad or whatever credit for finding the right combination of things to harness, like you said, his mental and physical skills.
And and he's still working on it, and it improves his speech as well.
Yes, and this is Autism Awareness Month. Let's clap that
Oh
up.
yes, it is.
You know, so Kyle Palmer, and we want to send.
Very proud of him.
Very proud of him. You friends.
Yeah,
right?
we're friends on Instagram, so we follow each other.
Hey,
Clap that up.
shout out, Kyle.
Shout out Kyle. And we're
Shout
gonna
out
place an
Kyle.
order.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely play some order for
Eat
trouble.
some truffles.
Yeah, get us
And,
some
Get
truffles.
those truffles
Nah,
with
you
hot
gotta
chocolate.
just help your kids improve on their passions and their careers, whatever they're
Absolutely.
into. And I'm happy that this helps his motor skills and his
It kills two birds with one stone.
right.
Yes.
Because
yes.
it is really struggling.
actually kills 3 birds because he owns his own business.
Yeah,
Right,
well,
that too.
That too.
Because I definitely have moments where
Probably
like
4 when it comes to the schooling aspect.
absolutely.
Because this is real life math that he's actually using
Right.
in order to improve his skills. And
Right, and I was saying, like for me, my hand motor skills, like when it came to like buttoning t-shirts or like zippering up my jacket was difficult.
yeah, but you know what helped us though? Video games.
Yeah, that definitely did. That definitely did.
Yeah.
That was our little passion.
Yeah.
But shout out to Kylie, man.
So shout out to Kyle. Guys, where can we be reached?
We can be reached on Instagram at disabled_is_able, at Disabled Podcast on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I see the viewership going up. I like it.
Yes,
Gotta go up more.
Yes. Consistency here.
And,
is what we like.
Yes.
We love you guys. See you guys next week. We are back in the building.
Peace.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, please throw your hands in the air for the greatest podcast on earth when it comes to music, sports, and culture. Disabled is Able with your host, Eli and Fredy. So put your hands